Back to the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Score! Yes! Score! Go to the deflection. The Andover Huskies win their first state championship.
Welcome inside the XL Energy Center. And here on QCTV Sports, I'm Pete Anderson alongside Joe Rulin, and we are live here to bring you the Class 2A Minnesota State Hockey Tournament, the third place game. It's the Andover Huskies taking on the Cretin-Derham-Hall Raiders, excuse me. And Joe, after a tough game for both these teams yesterday, they're trying to bounce back and end their season on a victory and take home some hardware, take home a banner to put up at their gym and back home. And Andover looking to get their third banner here in the last 4 years.
It is, and you know what? A little bit different environment for this consolation game than what you saw, or the third place game than what you had last night for that fiery electric arena here. But I would say in a matter of about once the puck hits the ice, you're going to see some competitive come at both these teams. I'm excited because I know they played last year, Pete, but they haven't had a lot of history between one another. And I think there's some players on both sides that would like to avenge last night's loss.
Absolutely. We've got Mr. Hockey finalists on both sides. We've got, obviously, for Andover in Gavin Thorson and Cooper Conway, and Jake Fisher on the Cretin-Derham-Hall Raiders. Jake Fisher coming in, I mean, he's prolific. He's got 62 points, 34 goals on the season. And, he leads the attack for the Raiders.
He does. The firepower of first line, as competitive as the Andover first line. And, you also may see some new guys in the rotation getting some state tournament time for Andover who want to start kind of setting the tempo for next year and getting some additional playing time with the Huskies or with Cretin-Derham-Hall as well with the Raiders. But in goal, it'll be Leo Miller for the Raiders. Pretty impressive, 10-5 record in the goals against of 2.49.
Coming into to this game, the Raiders are 19-10-1. The Huskies on the flip side at 22-7-1 after taking L's yesterday, both by a score of 4-1. And both teams that beat them will obviously be competing in the championship game, which will follow.
Well, and I thought you said it well. You had a chance to get down and see the press conference last night. And Mark Manny always takes that high road, a level of professionalism, but just so easily speaks as it is about that tough loss.
Yeah, he was very candid. He definitely gave the credit and to the Minnetonka Skippers, and they did. I mean, Minnetonka, we talked about it in the broadcast last night, Joe. The Skippers, came in with a game plan and they executed it, and then their physicality and their drive, their ability to bottle up the offense of the Andover Huskies, propelled them to that 4-1 victory.
That was a big size as well, as they are now playing the national anthem. We'll join it in progress.
Anthem has been played prior to this third place game. Both teams going through their final preparation, strapping on the helmets and getting ready to play for this third place game. The game prior here, the Class A championship game, turned out to be a pretty exciting one. Double overtime win for the Mead-Eye Zephyrs, 7-6.
They were
Correct.
down
6-5 in two overtimes.
I believe, were they not down? A couple of goals, I think, in that third period.
Yeah,
fought
there was a lot of goals scored, throughout the course of that one. But 5-5 after regulation, with the Mahtomedi taking down the War Road Warriors.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the spark they come out with. Last game for many of these seniors as they experienced success as the Class 2A state champions for the Andover Huskies last year. This year, getting back here, and you just have high expectations. And I will say Minnetonka, that size, that speed, that execution was impressive last night. But they get a chance to kind of clear that mental hard drive and restart it here.
We're underway. Face-off goes in favor of the Raiders, but it quickly goes onto the stick of Landon Stringfellow and turned around. Tristan May Robinson will get it up and sent into the zone of the Raiders by Cooper Conway. Played around by the Raiders behind their own net as they're trying to chip it out. Taken away by Conway and sent behind again. Caden Casey gives off to Conway on the half wall, far side. Out top for Stringfellow, shoots, looking for a tip, and it goes wide of the net. Thorson has it on his stick, but he drops it, and it's picked off by a Raider shot. Quick shot there, stepped into by Tristan May Robinson, gets on net, and save is made. In net today, we do not have Leo Miller. We have Owen Nelson for the Raiders.
Hello, Owen. And yes, he's in. Huskies coming out the way we're, by the way, used to seeing them come out in those first couple of shifts. Electric, a lot of puck movement, and a lot of shots on goal.
Conway takes it out of his own zone into the Raiders zone. Cross-ice pass looking for Luke Babineau, and that's off the mark. Conway will head to the bench as the rest of his line had made the change. Scanlon now playing it for Cretin-Derham-Hall. Gives off near side for Chuck Owens. Owens will turn and work his way through neutral ice. Gets the Husky zone on the far side, but it's poke checked off his stick by Brooks Cogswell. And he'll send it across. Caden Belisle will dump it in deep. And the Huskies will chase. Brooks Cogswell gives off behind the net, trying to feed Babineau in the right circle. Instead, puck bounces around. Cogswell fans on a shot, sent back into the corner. Bendall gets checked off the puck, and it comes out. Pardo holds the zone on the blue line. Circling and sending it into the near side. Cogswell shoots, goes off of a body and into the corner. Was looking for that far side post on the glove side of Owen Nelson.
Owen Nelson, by the way, comes in with the goals against of 2.75 and a record of 7-4-1.
Scanlon gets into the zone for the Huskies, takes a shot. Altman has that one deflect off of his body into the far side corner, up over the cage. Cogswell gives it for Perry, and has the puck poke checked off his stick. Here comes the other way. Cretin-Derham-Hall. That was Sam Weber getting in, and his shot didn't make it on net. Went into the corner, wrapped around the boards. Now Belisle has it, and it gets tipped right to the blue line, but it's kept in by the Raiders. Pardo avoids one check, but loses the puck. Now Perry has it, wraps it for Caden Belisle around the dasher board. Puck now works its way back behind the net. Perry and Belisle back and forth, just trying to find that angle. Now he gets it up to Mac Yell. Macklin shoots, long-range shot. Miller able to take that one away. Nelson. We are expecting to see Leo Miller here.
I put that in your head.
You did. Owen Nelson made that save. Another tip in on net. That one by Macklin Yell. That's saved by Nelson as well.
That one quickly evolved into a good scoring opportunity, and nice stave there by Nelson.
Raiders dump it into the Husky zone so they can get a change. Quick outlet pass goes towards the Huskies bench, but heading back towards the bench was Westman, and he was climbing up over. Tristan May was trying to find a pass of somebody who was not eligible to touch it. Caden Casey, long pass on the far side for Gavin Thorson. Thorson feeds for Tristan May Robinson, and he gets checked off. One-time opportunity. Caden Casey just outside of his reach, right there between the circles. Never got a shot off. Raiders get it out of the zone, now working through neutral ice. This is Austin Siegfried. Siegfried shoots, and that one goes off of Altman's chest protector, and he gathers it back with the stick and puts the glove on top for a whistle. And we've got a stoppage with 13:15 remaining here in the first period.
Well, speaking of someone, even though it didn't result in a win last night for Andover, Altman played a fabulous game. Just an outstanding game. I think he had faced close to 37 shots last night, surrendered 3 goals, but each of those goals were earned.
Bo Altman has definitely been, here in the state tournament, the first 2 games, probably the MVP for the Huskies. His play has been at a very high level, very consistent through both games. Raiders wrap it around, send it on net. That one went off the side of the cage, never got to Altman. Then a shot from the point, and Altman collapses down onto it and holds on. And another whistle. A face-off will come inside the Husky zone.
Raiders dialing up a little pressure here early in this first period. That time sustained it and got a little buzz going, and they have outscored their opponents 42-23 in the first period.
Face-off win goes to the Raiders, held in at the point by Jamison. Colton Jamison works on it. Now he gets it down low. Working off the board is Colin Scanlon. He gets the puck knocked off of his stick, but he's got it back now. Whirling and twirling there in the near side circle. And finally it gets sent around. And back up to the point up top, right outside the Huskies bench on the blue line. Back and forth. Scanlon has followed that one. Now he gets taken away again. Luke Babineau has it. He'll chip it off the boards up ahead. Cogswell will race to go get it. Chips it towards the net. Now he has it. He works to the forehand and never had it. I believe that was Nelson getting a poke check on that puck. Otherwise, Cogswell was working to his forehand right across the blue paint.
Well, Pete, we had talked about it before we went live, but you're right. Andover did defeat Cretin-Derham-Hall last year in that holiday tourney. In fact, it was a 3-1 win for Andover. And scoring those goals include Gravink, picked up a goal, Pearson a goal, and also Goman as well. And between the pipes that afternoon, it was Austin Bronze. So
all 4 of those players have graduated high school and moved on. Gravink is playing juniors, Bronze as well. Goman and Pearson enjoying their college lives. Mac Yell gets the zone, now drops it for Perry. Perry shoots, it goes high over the net, over the glove side of Nelson. And
you kind of get a look, too, today at which of those underclassmen here are going to step up and take the lead from that first line of the season. So it's I'm enjoying kind of watching and see what evolves with those underclassmen and who wants to take that lead.
Jake Fisher with a nice toe drag move as he entered the zone. Gets a shot off. Altman able to make the save. Now it's in the corner. Fisher has it on a stick in the far side circle, working back through the middle, getting turned back around by Anthony Pardo, and then Anthony Pardo knocks it into the corner. Still working on it is now Easton Swift has entered the fray for the Raiders on that half wall, back and forth. Nobody really holding on possession, and now Raider player passes it back into the neutral ice. They'll check up, but they still have possession. Stringfellow now picks it up for Andover and dumps it in, and they will chase with the top line back out on the ice. Far side it can wrapped around, comes back out to neutral ice. Tristan May Robinson will work through center ice, gives off for Caden Casey. He'll drop it for Thorson. Thorson works to the middle, shot deflected in front and just goes wide of the stick side of Nelson. Held in at the point by Drew Law, and now it's back out, and Cretin-Derham-Hall will start the other way. Shot from the near side circle is turned away by Altman. Big rebound, and it comes back through neutral ice. Holding the puck now is Dodage. Dodage will pass it ahead. It's off the mark. Caden Casey picks it off and tips that into some open ice. And now moving the other way is Sylvester Lepai. Sylvester Lepai loses it.
Nice poke check there by Springfellow.
Cretin-Derham-Hall back and forth. Now they have gained the Husky zone. They've pushed the puck, and taking it in was Jamison. Colton Jamison now comes back out to the top. Shot taken, works its way in towards Altman, never got in, deflected in front, whirling through around the cage and then taking a shot.
Slash looks to be the penalty here.
Delayed penalty was intact, but the shot was saved by Altman, and heading to the box here with 9:27 remaining in this first period is Caden Casey.
And let's see how they can work on that penalty kill here with Casey on the bench. He's usually one of the key components on the penalty kill.
Face-off win for the Huskies. And it's Ben Dahl that won that face-off. Puck does come out to neutralize. Cretin-Derham-Hall will set up their power play on the season. They've succeeded on the power play at 31.5% of the time. Fisher has it on his stick. He'll work all the way around the net. Plays it off the boards up to the point. Now back for Fisher. Fisher works into the middle of the circles. One-time opportunity off the cage, off the post. Right there behind Altman. Another shot taken that goes wide on the stick side, and it does find its way out. Fisher wasn't able to hold the blue line. Comes right back through, and now here's an opportunity for Brooks Cogswell. He and Dahl enter in together. Shot, and that's a blocker save. And it goes off of the netting out of play. But Cogswell and Dahl, both are able to get behind the defense and work their way in. Good shot taken there by Brooks Cogswell, and an even better save by Owen Nelson.
Well, with Casey in the penalty box, and we spoke with Manny at Duluth last week, he said, you know, he's such an honest player that allows Thorson and some of the others to kind of cheat up towards the blue line on the penalty kill and be on the hunt versus the kill. And he said that helps. So I'm kind of watching here to see who's playing that honest role to allow them to break off on some opportunities. And, you know, obviously Dahl's doing a nice job as well on this penalty kill.
Thorson and Conway are the forwards now on the PK for the Huskies. Thorson breaks up a pass, but Cretin-Derham-Hall is able to recover, gets it into the zone, and held in by Jamison right here at the near half wall. Centered through the middle of the circles, wide side shot. Not all of it. Didn't get to all of it, did the shooter for Cretin-Derham-Hall. Never got on in net. There's a shot by Jamison that did get on net. Save made by Altman. Rebound gathered, and now it's up to Thorson. He's got one-on-one. Instead, he'll just settle at half, right at the center ice, and waits for Tristan May Robinson. He's got a little bit more juice in there. He gets it past one botter. Shot and a goal! Tristan May Robinson with some dangles and puts the Huskies on the board.
I got to tell you, I love the poise by Thorson as he was near the end of the penalty kill, and he was able to stall enough, get some spacing, and he put that puck right on the skate of Robinson May as he came off the bench, and then Robinson May did the work from there and closed the deal, and a shorthanded goal for the Huskies.
So that goal for Tristan May Robinson, that'll be his 8th on the season. The assist for Gavin Thorson will bump him up to 57 on the year. We're now back underway. Puck in the Andover zone. Cogswell takes it out of the corner, gets it ahead for Dahl. Dahl has some space. One player back, now finds Cogswell. Cogswell shoots, and that one is off the arm of Nelson and off of the netting, and another stoppage.
One of the Raiders players a little shaken up in the corner, a little slow to get up on that. But looks like he's gained away here. So 7.5 remaining in this first period. 1-0 lead, shorthanded goal for the Huskies.
Face-off win is in favor of the Raiders. They wrap it around, and Pardo retreats all the way back into his own end. And the Huskies will try and get possession. They get it taken away and neutralized. Cretin-Derham-Hall coming right back. Raiders lose the puck on the half wall. It gets wrapped around on the near side. It's going to be picked up by Chuck Owens. Back to the point. Shot taken. Whistles well wide into the far side corner. Another shot. That goes in on Altman. He makes that save. Tips it in behind the goal. Stringfellow brings a Raider skater to the ice, and now we're out. Thorson at center ice. He's got Conway to his right. Gives off to Conway. Conway shoots. He doesn't get all of it. It slid right off of his stick. Huskies are back at full strength. Played behind his trained nets. He loses the puck. Conway tried to center for Casey. Instead, Casey had to go get the puck. He lost it in the corner. Cretin-Derham-Hall breaks out. Scanlon has it on a stick at center ice. He'll flip it in to the Husky zone into the far side corner. Quinn Knudsen putting the pressure on. He loses track of one skater, but right there to help him out is Tristan May Robinson before Thorson got knocked off the puck. Casey will pick up behind his own goal. Works through his own end. Tries to get through traffic. He does. He finds Conway. Conway with a nice move. Gets past one defender for the Cretin-Derham-Hall. Now he brings it out of the zone as the Huskies' entry was a little sloppy. Stringfellow now sees an opening and pushes it forward into the Raider zone. Babineau will get there behind, and he gets checked off the puck. Nice play there by Haug. Neutral ice. Cretin-Derham-Hall pushing it back and forth. Not much rhythm here in this first period for either team.
Right, and Huskies doing a great job in the neutral zone of really disrupting any flow, at least for the Raiders, as they try to come in. They deflect a pass, they mark a player, and just tough to get into a sequence or a cadence. This face-off will come just to the left of Altman. Shots on goal, 8-7 in favor of the Raiders.
Face-off win goes for Ben Dahl, but the Huskies are not able to get it out of the zone. Puck sent towards the net. Drew Law there to put a stick down and get it off. Now Cogswell has it. He'll try and dump it in deep. It goes off of a body, and picking it up is Colton Jamison. Jamison will turn and fire. Gets it up near side. He finds Max Anderson. Quickly gives off for Fisher. Fisher enters in off sides, and we have a whistle with 5:17 remaining here in this first period.
Well, that first line put together about 66 goals this season, led by Jake Fisher, 34 goals, 28 assists.
Face-off win. That goes for Crosby Perry. Bouncing puck. Now Drew Law picks it up, and he'll send it ahead, but just outside of the reach of Perry. Yell had to hold up as Huskies were offside. Now Law has it, and he'll send it in towards the net. Nelson gloves it and holds on. We have another stoppage, and we'll have a face-off this time in the Cretin-Derham-Hall zone.
Well, you know what? As this game gets deeper, you start to see that, I think, starting in that second period, too, you'll see more of the stands kind of fill in, and they start thinking about, hey, this being the last game for the seniors anyway as a Husky, but even just as a Husky, we've got a brand that we own, and we want to put that on display here for the fans as well, not just us, but for the fans who will be coming and getting ready for this championship game to follow.
Cretin-Derham-Hall with the puck. They push into the Husky zone. Poke check there by Crosby Perry, and coming up to get it is Gavin Sullivan. Sullivan plays it off the boards. Perry is going to work around a defender, around the board, or around the back side of the goal before he loses it. Comes out to neutral, and Landon Stringfellow waits it and sends it right back into the Raiders zone. New line out for the Huskies. Fisher gets stopped by Caden Casey, sent it in towards the Cretin-Derham-Hall bench, but that skater was headed off as well for a change, so it was a turnover. One-touch pass, another one-touch pass from Conway. Shoot, it was Caden Casey, and it was deflected wide of the net, never got in towards Nelson. Casey wraps back for Thorson. Thorson shoots, and that one comes off the stanchion right in through the blue paint. Nobody there to tap that one in. I don't think Nelson got a piece of any of those.
I love that passing, though. Quick, one touch, no looks, and with some sass to him as well.
And if you look back to just last night, you know that's what the Huskies were missing. Those passes were not completed. Those passes were into open space instead of to their teammates' sticks.
And you're right. Even the one with Thorson, well, good pass there. Thorson got on the penalty kill. They wouldn't have waited because the speed and the size last night really kind of forced them into a tempo they were uncomfortable with, nor did they have those type of passing lanes all night. But on the penalty kill where Thorson circled, waited, kind of near the end of the penalty kill shift for him, and he just waited and stayed poised and put it right on the stick of Robinson, who went in to tally it in. You're right. You didn't see that type of play last night, mostly because Minnetonka and the size and their speed.
Scanlon from down low after the faceoff win for the Raiders. Gets a shot on net to Altman to make a save. He had to go up high on the shoulder to stay in front of that one right next to the post. Loose puck on the half wall. Both Cogswell and Stringfellow go to the ice. Just one skater, that's Scanlon, now coming away with the puck, working off the half wall. Shot taken, then it's off the rebound. Putting that one in is Nate Chorlton. Altman made the initial save, and the rebound came right back to him as he worked through that blade, or across the blue paint in front of Altman, and had a wide open net, tapped it home, and we're tied here with 3:07 remaining in this first period.
Well, goal number 6 for Charlton, but I'll tell you, he came away with that ball. That puck got a bounce off of the scrum on the wall, and he just happened to be in the right spot as it bounced off the deflection. And as you said, Pete, Altman made the first save, but not the second.
And right off the face-off, the Huskies win it, but Tristan May Robinson is, no, excuse me, that's Cooper Conway. Face down on the ice. Trainer coming out. I didn't see off the face-off if.
I did not either.
But with face down, one of the things you worry about is did a stick maybe get underneath the cage that he's wearing? He's now up on all fours. Conway got up and had a couple of words for the officials, and now he'll make his way back to the Huskies bench.
And that happened so fast, and we're watching the flow of the puck. And that injury occurred away from that the puck, but so used to seeing a replay over the course of the last couple of days, but not for this particular game. As the officials having a discussion and now making an announcement on the penalty. Or at least the captains will come over.
So we do have a penalty coming up. It's going to be a 5-minute major on Attila Lepai for a hook. And as of right now, what we're seeing is the officials are having conversations with both captains. So Gavin Thorson is there for the Huskies, and it's Simon Haug for Cretin-Derham with Jake Fisher as well. But the Huskies are going to go on a penalty or a power play here for 5 minutes. And, that's with 3:01 remaining here in this first period, Joe. I mean, this could be a game changer for the Huskies right now.
Yes, and you know what? That's going to create certainly a mindset if they just want to ring up one goal after another after that type of penalty. And getting that stick up into the face and to a teammate. I think they'll definitely, I'm going to put up at least 2 goals here is my call on this major, if not more, because this is one of those things that really sparked a team, especially now in this 3rd and 4th place game.
Shot quickly taken from the point from Casey. That was tipped wide, just wide by Ben Dahl. Now Thorson has it through the circle, gives down low, centered through traffic, still working on it. Now puck behind the net. It'll come all the way around the boards and into the Huskies zone. Altman awaits it behind his net in that NHL trapezoid. He'll slow it down for Casey behind his own net. Casey works through the middle out of his own zone, gives off for Thorson on the far side. Thorson gains the Raiders zone, works to the net, works behind the net, centers through the middle, and it went right through Tristan May Robinson's wickets. He had an opportunity for a tap in, but didn't have his stick ready for that one coming through traffic. We have an offside as the Huskies enter a little bit early.
2:15 to go here in this first period, tied 1-1, but they'll have this major that'll take it all the way through, the Huskies all the way through the first period rather, and early into the second period.
4:14 remains in the major penalty to Attila Lepai. Face-off win goes to the Raiders. They dump it in quickly in the Andover zone. And picking up the puck for the Huskies is Landon Stringfellow. Gives off for Anthony Pardo, who skates it up and sends it all the way around the boards. Cogswell awaits it on the far side, held in by Stringfellow. Now it's a 2-on-1. Hustling back to get into the play is Pardo, and a good stick work there by Landon Stringfellow as he pokes it away off of the stick of a rushing Raider. That was Colin Scanlon working his way in. Still holding the puck, however, in the Husky zone. It finally is taken away. Mac Yell has it on his stick. He pushes around the boards inside the Raiders zone, gets down low, wraps it around the boards, and awaiting it at the point is Anthony Pardo. Brooks Cogswell sends it right back in, and it's on the near side. Casey back on the point, sends a shot in. Cogswell on the far circle off the rebound off the backside boards. Didn't have good enough control, otherwise he could have probably worked his way to the near side post and at least put a good shot on that. Sent in from the near side or far side circle. Cogswell right off the boards. Rebound centered through the blue paint. Comes out to the top. There's Pardo with it. Pardo goes wide side for Cogswell.
Under a minute to play now in the first.
Cretin able to gather the puck and dump it in quickly. That was Jimmy Dodage sending it all the way down. So we're under a minute to play here in this period. 2:46 now remain on the power play. Thorson gains the zone. He's back on the ice. Backs it off the boards. near side, working on it. Still a couple of bodies either side. And Conway, good to see him back on the ice, but he turns it over, pass right through to Jake Fisher. He gains the zone, works, shot it, taken, and Altman makes the save. Puck bounces out right in front of him. He sprawls out, gets the glove on it, gets a whistle, and we've got 26.7 seconds, Joe, here in this period.
They've set up the power play a couple of times, but just kind of chasing it, not really attacking. Trying to get things organized, it seems, on the power play.
Face-off win goes for Dahl. Gets wrapped around the boards. Tristan May Robinson, long outlet pass. He's got it to Dahl. Now Dahl gives for Conway. Conway works to the net. He's being pestered from behind, but he's able to maintain possession. Now he's in the near side circle. Gives out to the point for Casey. Casey goes back and forth with Coop. Conway back to far side. And Thorson went to Casey, tips it down low. Conway has it to Tristan May Robinson. No shot taken there to finish the period. 1:59 remains on the power play. Both teams will head to the locker room. We've got a very even game here thus far. 1 goal apiece, 9 shots apiece. And both teams have taken a penalty, one being a minor for the Huskies and one being a major. That's still underway for Cretin-Derham-Hall.
You're right, Pete. Thus far, first period has been almost like perfectly even matched. And let's see which team's going to come out and launch their game here in the second period to create some difference.
Well, the Huskies will head to the locker room. They know they've got just less than 2 minutes of power play time to work with. They'll draw something up and come out and see what they can add to it, as they'll get that full 1:59 remaining on the power play because it is a major penalty. Stick with us here on QCTV on this audio feed of the third place game for the Class 2A state hockey tournament. And we'll be back with second period action after just a few minutes.
Welcome to our winter edition of At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Chuck Stens. Andover boys and girls hockey look to capitalize on their outstanding dual state championships last year. In order to continue their success into this season, let's talk with the head coaches from both teams to see what the teams have to bring.
I'm Melissa Volk, and this is my 10th year at Andover. Our expectations are kind of similar every single year to be getting better, as the season goes and be playing our best hockey come February. We're a year older. Last year we were super young with so many freshmen on the team, and now kids are kind of filling some different roles and kind of figuring it out this year. Our captains, Ella Berger, Issa Gettle, Maddie Brown, that top line of ours, and then also Kaylin Mom back at D, Courtney Stegman, our goalie, but then a lot of other players that fill some huge roles for us and give us that depth that we need. Yeah, so every game, we kind of get excited for, and another opportunity to play with our teammates and whatnot. But tomorrow we play Minnetonka, so that's a big game. And then we're in the Dyna tournament after Christmas. Yeah, we love our youth girls. We're so lucky to know all of them on such an individual basis. But the biggest thing that we preach here is just working hard and having a good attitude.
My name's Mark Manny. I'm the head coach of the boys hockey team at Andover High School. Well, last year's team, a lot of our skill up front was underclassmen. And when you have underclassmen leading your team on offense, they don't feel the pressure that seniors feel. So they tend to kind of play loose and play very well. Seniors sometimes, get the feeling it might be their last game if they lose, and sometimes that leads to not playing well. So we had the perfect combo last year of great senior leaders who were calm under pressure and juniors who played free. We'll see what we have this year. our best players are going to be seniors this year, and sometimes, like I say, that's not a great recipe, and sometimes it is. So we hope our young guys get better every game, and then we get good leadership, and I think this team will be pretty good by the end of the year. Well, up front, our three big guys are Gavin Thorson, Caden Casey, and Cooper Conway. Casey and Thorson both had over 70 points last year. Conway was hurt about half the year, so he had his offensive numbers didn't look quite as impressive, but they're going to be our leaders up front. Throw in senior Mac Yell, and we're looking for big things offensively from him, and junior Ben Dahl as well. And after that, we're going to see who steps forward and kind of takes the mantle and runs. On the backside, Tristan May Robinson, senior captain, who's been a stalwart for us for 2 years now, and will be again for a third. And then Landon Stringfellow, a junior who played a regular shift last year and is getting better by the day. Back in the net, we lost Austin Bronze, who was probably the best goalie in Minnesota last year. So we're just looking for who's going to step forward and take that job. Got 4 very capable goalies, and any of them could be our starter by the end of the year.
The Tornadoes have some new dedicated members of their cheerleading squad. Let's check in with them to learn some more.
I started coaching this year. I used to coach at a different school for an elementary competitive team, so this is kind of a switch up, but I really like it.
My name is Jordan Waldinger, and I've been coaching here for 4 years. I'm going to be going on 5. I came here to be the assistant coach just right after I graduated high school, so I've been here for a bit.
Last year was kind of rough for us. We had a lot of drama, a lot of issues, but I feel like this year we have the most committed and hardworking team that I've personally ever seen.
Yeah, we are this is some of the most hardworking girls I've ever met. They're so committed. They want to win. They want to be here every day. They want to put in the work, and they want to get that bid.
I think there's just more energy, more effort. So I just think this team is just miles different than it was last year. They want to be here. I can tell they want to be here. They want to put in the work. They're putting in work outside of practice.
Yeah, the drive is really there. I enjoy it.
We learned from our middle school coaches that were old Anoka cheerleaders that learned different ways and different techniques and stuff. And basically, when we got our new coach, Caitlin, she brought in some new cheers that she did with her old team.
Also cheers that she had learned in high school herself.
Yeah.
So cheers end up kind of just being a big collaboration of what ends up working for the team and like what we like the most.
Our pyramids that we do in our competitive routine, we have performed them at football games just to kind of practice it in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
And we've done a couple of routines at Pet Fest.
I think games that we cheer at, I feel that's more performing, and competitions I do view as like competing. Like it's more intense.
Our first competition of the year usually is regionals, and it's always the Saturday before Halloween. And then after that, we have competitions usually on Saturdays, every weekend or every other weekend, kind of after that.
Until like late February when Nationals is.
When I got hired, that was my goal to the AD, was I would like to take this team to nationals. That's a huge goal for coaches as well. So.
Coaching this team, we've gotten 2 bids, I think, and we just haven't gone yet. So I think that's always my goal.
Nationals. We want to get a bid.
Nationals. Yep.
The Rebels gymnastics team is committed to setting goals and improving throughout the season. Let's see what the team is up to and how they plan to seek success this winter.
We're down a bit, but I've always said I want to work with athletes who will work hard. Like, if you love gymnastics and you work hard, that's who I want to work with. And we've got a core group of great girls. We've got an awesome senior leader in Melina Ung. I don't know anybody that's worked harder. So it's been a pleasure to coach her, and she's already been an awesome, invaluable captain, and I know that will keep going through the season.
We lost about half of our team, I'd say, and then we got a lot of new middle schoolers, which is really nice, so that we have a really young team right now, and I think the season will be really fun. We have our summer practices, and then we also do, like, I tried to do monthly team bondings over the summer before season started.
So the technique is the thing that takes a little bit more time and repetitions to build, and well, really all those things, strength, flexibility, but the strength and flexibility are what we really focus on as a coaching staff. Of those are things we can control. If you're doing your splits daily and really working it, you'll get more flexible. If you're doing shoulder stretches, and we do partner shoulder stretches and a lot of different stretches, you'll get more shoulder flexibility. So the strength and flexibility we focus on a lot. We focus a lot on improvement. So it's always a goal of ours with both our varsity and JV to have the team from that first meet to the end meet improve 8 to 10 points. And last year I think we got almost to 12 with the varsity and I think maybe even 13 with the JVs. So those continue to be our goals. So this year we're just focusing on rebuilding those good team habits and that mentality towards improvement. And we're going to try and beat those teams that are at that same level that we're at, and show that we worked to be our best on that day.
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverage by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for watching.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back inside the XL Energy Center. I'm Pete Anderson alongside Joe Ruland. And Joe, we're getting ready for this second period puck drop. It's tied 1 apiece, but the Huskies start off with a 1:59 remaining on their power play, a major penalty that was taken by Attila Lepai. And you think coming out of that locker room, being able to draw something up, something like that, Huskies are going to be looking for a goal really early.
They are. They want to take full benefits of what just transpired and that stick underneath the shield of Conway. And I think, I think they're ready to draw something up, and they're going to be on high attack here as we begin and drop the puck here in just a moment. They want to avenge also themselves mentally sometimes. I know it happens with that loss, but the crowd's starting also to build. That kind of increases the intensity in the play. And I think they'll be scoring. I'm going to say, Pete, they're going to have a goal in the first 60 seconds.
Thorson will take the face-off for the Huskies against Jake Fisher. Fisher wins it straight back, but Dahl hustles to it. Puck still battled for at center ice. Now it comes free. Fisher has it on a stick. He works through into the Husky zone. Shot taken. Altman collapses on it and gets a whistle. Just 10, 11 seconds or so have expired here in the second period. And we'll have a face-off inside the Husky zone. This time it'll be Fisher going against Dahl. Fisher wins the face-off once again, pulls it back. It goes all the way into neutralize. Cretin-Derham-Hall willing to just take up some time. Tristan May Robinson picks off the pass, gets a long cross-ice pass that hits no one, and now it's going to be sent all the way back down inside the Husky zone. Caden Casey recovers the puck and will work his way back through neutral ice. Gives off near side now for Gavin Thorson as they move left to right, and that's an offside. Huskies entered in a little bit early on that entry.
A lot of whistles to begin this second period, the third here, and 16:25 left. They have that 25 seconds left to score, or Vegas is not going to be happy with my prediction. Huskies in that second period outscored opponents this season 65-22. I know statistics are great for the broadcast component. Sometimes they can kind of tell a story in terms of how they transition, and I think now's the time typically when you see the Huskies really getting into the game here and wearing teams down.
Thorson gains the zone for the Huskies. Now he has it along the boards. Gets it up top for Casey. Back to Thorson. Back and forth between the two. Down low. Pass is intercepted, but Thorson picks it back up. Gets it off Casey. Shot from a wide angle off the post on the far side. Just that close to adding another goal. Back to Casey at the top of the umbrella. Takes a shot and it goes near side. It gets lifted up and goes into the netting. Caden Casey looking to generate some offense here for the Huskies himself.
But I mean, he's patient up top. I mean, he's not looking to just put any shot on. He knows the team so well. He's like a quarterback up top on that blue line, and he can tell when a player's cutting, moving. But, man, he hit the crossbar on one of those wristers.
Puck loose behind Conway, and Thorson playing, or excuse me, that was Dahl. And we've got another whistle. I'm not exactly sure why we have a whistle.
And we got a penalty. A slash.
Oh, and this is going to go against Conway. Late signal, and the door didn't open, so I wasn't exactly sure what we were doing there. But
boy,
the major penalty will expire in 35 seconds, so that'll be a minute 25 or so.
Yeah, well, that will give Andover an opportunity maybe for a 4-on-4 goal here, or maybe even another shorty. More ice, the better.
Face-off win for the Huskies. They quickly move forward. Now 4-on-4. Casey with the shot from just outside the blue line gets on net and held on to by Owen Nelson. And we'll have a face-off here. Just 12 seconds expired since the penalty to Conway for slashing.
14 shorthanded goals now for the Huskies after the one by May Robinson here in the first period.
Face-off win goes for Jake Fisher and the Raiders. Cogswell on the forecheck. Puck played around. Simon Howell now give off. Back and forth. Just trying to whittle down this 4-on-4 time, and then they'll have the man advantage, will the Raiders. Cogswell has it in his own end. Sends it ahead through neutral ice. Dahl plays it off of his skates into the corner. And trying to hold the puck. He's got a couple of different Raider skaters. Finally gets sent to the ice, and Fisher will pick up that puck and work it through his own end. They are on the power play now as they gain the zone. Cross-ice pass is tipped, but they're able to hold the zone are the Raiders. Fisher now right at the point. Cogswell working on it, still working, and now Fisher comes away with the puck, works down low into the circle. Saucer pass went off of a skate and back up top. Now it's going to come wide side. Shot taken in front. Goes out to Fisher on the near side circle. Good job there right in front of the net by Drew Law, helping get that one cleared. I think Pardo might have had a part of it as well. Shot taken. That one goes through the top of the blue paint, but touches nobody. And now we're back up at the top for the Raiders. Cross-ice pass. Fisher shoots, and that one goes center mass on Bo Altman. He's able to collapse and get the whistle. Fisher gets sent to the ice right after his shot.
And
I think he might have embellished a little bit of that slide, trying to draw another penalty.
I think you're right, and Pardo just kind of did a little stare down at him like, get up. Can it? Here we go. Face off to the right of Altman.
Casey and Fisher in the circle. Fisher is able to win it. He gets a little bit of help there from Lepai, who's back on the ice. Cross-ice pass. One-time opportunity, and it's turned away by Altman. Nice save there made as it was Colton Jameson in the right circle taking the feed from Attila Lepai. Now it's in the along the half wall, picked up by Thorson. Thorson's going to work towards the middle of the ice, not at neutral yet. Now he creates some space, gives off for Stringfellow. Stringfellow puts the brakes on, spinorama move, backhand pass across the ice was behind Thorson. Good movement between those two, just not on the same page. Now back inside the Huskies zone. It was Jamison bringing it in, and now it comes out of the zone, and Huskies are at full strength. Conway back on the ice. He's on the forecheck immediately. Howe gets off, gives it to Fisher. Fisher gains the zone, works to the middle, now the left side, and try to no-look pass, and it goes off of a skate and comes out. Neutral ice pickup. It's Chorlton getting it in the zone, but quickly knocked off the puck. And back and forth. Inside the Husky zone once again, just trying to get it out. Picking it up is Lepai. Excuse me, that's Owens. Has it. Turning it around. Huskies tried to spring Crosby Perry. Couldn't complete that pass. Right back inside the Husky zone. Bouncing puck picked up, sent off the boards. Now it's Dodage, able to make one skater miss and send it right back down low. Owens trying to give it for Chorlton. Chorlton can't get it, and he's sent to the ice by Pardo. Shot off the blocker and a big rebound. It went off of a body into the far side corner, right back where it came from. Through the circle, drop pass, right back in the circle. Nice move getting around Crosby. Perry is Chorlton. Chorlton trying to wrap around, turns and fires, and that one goes off of Altman into the far side corner, but Cretin-Derham-Hall able to still maintain position. And you can imagine that's what's going to happen, is going to be an icing. Austin Westman was able to track that puck down and just put a charge into it to send it down, get a whistle, get a change, and trying to stop Cretin-Derham-Hall's momentum.
And Charlton kept trying to get that wraparound, but it was between the skates. He had trouble locating it, so he couldn't get it in the right location on the stick.
Face-off win goes for Ben Dahl. Pardo picks it up behind his own net, and his outlet pass to Sullivan let him into a hit, so he comes right back into the Husky zone. Shot on net goes off the stick of Altman, and outlet pass finds Babineau. Babineau able to work it ahead for the Huskies, and finally back into the Raider zone. Ben Dahl behind the net, beats everybody to it. He'll circle through, turns, saucer pass through center ice. Can't complete it, but Dahl's able to hold the zone. Shot taken, goes right through the top of the crease, doesn't touch Nelson. Babineau in close, battling for it, got a couple of whacks at it, not sure if anything ever got in on Nelson. Puck came free, and now it's chipped up into neutral ice. Pardo will play it with the backhand ahead, and it'll come all the way back into the Raider zone. Huskies are going to get a change, and Cretin-Derham-Hall is willing to let them. Long outlet pass right to the blue line here of the Huskies. Drop pass, drop, and shot taken, blocked. Good job there by Drew Law getting in the way of Easton Swift's shot. Thorson works up the near side boards. He's got two bodies in front of him. He puts on the brakes. Saucer pass up top for Law. Now he finds Tristan May Robinson. Can't get it clean, but he's able to get there. Still holds the zone. Bouncing puck. Now it's out into neutral ice. Tristan May Robinson able to use his body and prevents anything dangerous from happening at the moment for Cretin-Derham-Hall. Puck behind the Huskies net. Working on the puck is Max Anderson. Now he gives off. Puck hits a couple of skates, and we have an offside as that did come out of the zone. And we'll have a face-off right in front of the Cretin-Derham-Hall bench.
I can't help but notice, Pete, that when you talk about Cretin-Derham-Hall, you emphasize the Derham in there and not the Durham as in North Carolina.
Not, you know, it's amazing. It's a pretty similar sound, but you see people say Derham, you see people say Derham. I'm not sure.
Well, it's named after Hugh Derham, a Minnesota farmer who donated money to start an all-female Catholic boarding school. Hence, Derham.
Joe knows Mo, and this time he doesn't need it's not Mo, it's more. Puck is inside the Cretin-Derham-Hall zone and played out to neutral ice. Puck was picked off, and it's sent right back into the Husky zone. Drew Law will get it and wrap it around the boards from the near side for Caden Casey. Casey, long outlet pass, tipped just past center ice by Cooper Conway into the Raider zone. He'll race to it. He's going to get it on his stick. Turning and firing. Goes high. Bounces high off of the stick of Owen Nelson. Held in, and shot attempt there by Conway. It was picked off by a Cretin-Derham-Hall player, and it'll get sent into the Husky zone. No icing. Never got there. Back and forth once again. Huskies just sending the puck often to open space instead of looking tape to tape, which has served them so well all season long. Puck back at neutral ice. Tristan May Robinson has it. Quick to one-touch pass to Mac Yell. Now Mac Yell gives off to Perry. Crasby Perry works through a check. Still has the puck on a stick. Looking. And now wraps it back down low for Rocco Gorowski. Rocco tries to go through his legs. Instead, it goes off the back of the cage. Still comes through the blue paint, and Mac Yell had an opportunity. Never got in on Nelson, who was willing to just sit there as a statue on the red line.
Approaching the midway mark here of this game as both teams getting a couple of opportunities in the paint.
Long pass ahead for Nate Chorlton. Chorlton goes into the corner, now gives off for Colin Scanlon. Back on Chorlton's stick behind the net. And picking it up is Chuck Owens. Owens turns on the red line, tries to center it, and goes through a bunch of different bodies, but nobody gets a stick on it. And now a turnover. Babineau tries to toe drag, and it gets taken off of his stick. Good job there by Colton Jameson, taking it away.
Babineau had some juice coming in with that puck.
If Babineau was able to execute that one, he's going in 1-on-0 against Owen Nelson. Instead, Colton Jameson enters the zone for the Raiders. He'll keep the puck on his stick all the way behind the net, still circling. And now a couple of Huskies there trying to get him off the puck. Instead, it's held in momentarily. Now a pass finds Ben Dahl, and he entered in the zone. He got the puck was knocked off his stick just as he entered in the zone, and
caused that offside.
Cogswell then came in and touched it, caused the offside call.
That was what Simon Haug has been kind of around that puck all day, and 3 goals, just 3 goals, but he has 33 assists, and he's always somehow part of that scoring formula for the Raiders.
Back and forth again, neutral ice, dumped in. Altman tries to come out and slow that one down. Instead, it comes all the way around to the half wall where the shot was taken by Charlie Cantwell. Not on net. Now the Huskies break out, gain the zone as Caden Casey with his puck on his backhand tries to center it through and poked away by Owen Nelson in the blue paint. Shot attempt from Tristan May Robinson never got through, and he'll dump it in deep. Huskies have to touch up. Now they do. And Cretin-Derham-Hall plays it back towards the middle. One skater missed. Working through is Simon Haug. Haug gains the zone, goes through the circle. Shot taken off the post. And still on the far side. He's the first one to get there. Puck comes through again. Another shot attempt, and that one, I think Drew Law got a piece of that one, so it lifted up and over Altman, the net, the glass, and into the netting.
Yeah, Cretin, hey, a chance for them to kind of try to get a good couple of scoring looks that time. One off the crossbar, and Altman goes over to try to knock that puck loose. That's caught up in the netting just behind the goal. It's kind of a safety netting there, but face off to the right of Altman.
Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall. Quickly pulled back. Scanlon tried to pull the trigger on a shot, and it was blocked. And it comes out of the zone. Still having possession. They'll dump it in. Stringfellow is going to race to get it in front of Max Anderson. Anderson kind of reaches out and grabs him. And Sullivan able to gather the puck, get it out into neutral ice. And a hand pass is the call. A little bit of extracurriculars between Mac Yell and Jimmy Dodage.
And you keep waiting for the Huskies to just hit that switch and get going at it. But you also have to remember they're playing in the state tournament, and they're playing, the Raiders, who are also just a goal away from earlier on in that game from making it to the finals as well, but making it to the semis. So teams in the Final Four.
Quick Huskies have the puck. Crosby Perry tried to feed it down low for Gavin Sullivan, and it was just off the mark. Otherwise, Sullivan was at point blank range. He probably could have blown on it and then pushed it across the red line if you had to. Fisher has it in the Husky zone. Shot taken from the point. Yell with the shot block. And Crosby Perry will go retrieve it. Bounces it off the backboards for Stringfellow. Stringfellow is going to send it ahead for Yell. And Yell watches it bounce into the CDH zone while he goes to the bench. Now picking it up for CDH is Trey Nets. He gains his own one-time opportunity with that drop pass. That was Attila Lepai. Save made by Altman. Fisher gets knocked off the puck. Ben Dahl also knocked off the puck. Bouncing puck goes into the Huskies bench. We get a whistle, 5:41. And, you know, Joe, coming into this period, Huskies had a 1:59 remaining on their power play. The shots were tied 9 apiece. Since that point, since the start of the second period, the Cretin-Derham-Hall Raiders have outshot the Huskies 13-2.
Yeah, 22-11 overall. Yeah, it's just, I don't want to say lethargic, but they just haven't had that get up and go approach that we're used to, or connecting on some of these passes. So let's see if they can get something to spark them. Last night was the first time, I think, ever that I've watched a Husky team, at least under Mark Manny, with just 9 goals, shots on goal after 2 complete periods.
We did see the Huskies kind of go through this stretch early in the season, and, you know, a lot of that was attributed to the fact that they were still figuring out some of their lines, figuring out the roles. And the other piece of, you know, Caden Casey was injured. Ben Dahl had a couple games where he's injured. But, you know, having their top 2 lines healthy and still seeing this type of play is a little bit alarming. We do have a icing there, and we'll have another face-off with 4:50 to go here in this second period. It's tied 1 apiece. Thanks for joining us here on QCTV, this audio feed for the third place game in the Class 2A state hockey tournament. Face-off win goes for the Huskies, picked up off the face-off as Cooper Conway has it. He'll chip it into the zone and chase it himself. Wrapped around the far side, Caden Casey awaits, takes a quick shot from the boards, and that one is held on to by Owen Nelson.
You know, just even, you know, just like that play, something with a quick snapshot that off the board, and Thorson piercing right in front of that goalie. Sometimes there's a great wake up, and they kind of see if that can trigger some of that. But we've all become kind of a little spoiled, I think, from time to time over the last few years with just how explosive this first line, or the Huskies overall, can be.
Held in at the point by Stringfellow off the face-off win for CDH. Cretin-Derham-Hall now gathers the puck and tries to work through. Good takeaway there by Thorson in space, but now he loses it, goes into the Husky zone momentarily. Still working on it right in front of the Cretin-Derham-Hall bench. Now they have some space. They work it in through. Lepai shoots, he scores, goes to the wide side. He got the puck fed to him by Fisher right in between the circles, and he went opposite way of the way that Altman was moving and gets it past. The Raiders take a 2-1 lead.
Slid that one, I wouldn't say under the garage door, but to the side of the garage door. And a great goal. He just waited. Excellent precision and poise. And yeah, he buzzed that thing low and snapped it into the corner sock drawer. For Lepai, his 18th goal of the season.
And that assist will go to Jake Fisher for sure, and I believe Haug might get the second. Off the win there, Cretin-Derham-Hall can't enter the zone. They do anyways, and get called for an offside.
And that time, the Raiders make Andover pay. As you mentioned, they've outshot them now 23-12. And again, just 3 shots on goal here in the second period for Andover. And they started with a 5-minute major. Well, 2 minutes left in that 5-minute major.
Another face-off win for Cretin-Derham-Hall. They quickly get a shot off on Altman. He makes a save from a shallow angle. And now the Huskies coming the other way. Thorson gets knocked off the puck and then down to the ice as he entered the zone. Drew Law hold the zone, but he sends it into open space where Cretin-Derham-Hall is able to pick up possession. Law at the point again, shoots through, trying to get a tip on the backside. He had Thorson right there, and he just tipped it behind the net. Quickly off to Conway. Conway at the half wall gives off for Tristan May Robinson. He works to space. Instead, he's going to go tap it forward. Conway has it, shoots, he scores! Cooper Conway! What a pass there for Tristan May Robinson.
Hey, you know what? You're starting to see some of the underclassmen really step up. And that was an awesome part. I mean, precision-like pass as well to the tape of Conway. And Conway just waited long enough for the goalie to react and shift from the right to the left, and he buried it just under the crossbar for Cooper Conway. Goal number 48 on the season.
And the assist, like I said, that'll go to Tristan May Robinson, his 23rd on the season. And we might see Drew Law get a second assist on that one as well. Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall, and they are now able to enter in the zone. Holding the puck and working through traffic here is Cantwell. Cantwell's shot misses the net. Drew Law does get a second assist, and that'll be his 4th on the season.
Hey, good
Huskies
to see
able
that.
to finally take away the puck, and Stringfellow gives it off to Thorson. Stringfellow's going to chase. He's going to go down low, still working on it. Very strong in the puck. He is a defenseman, but he is not afraid to step up into the play. And that wasn't Thorson that was with him, it was Perry. Stringfellow back in his own end now. Tries to chip it out of the zone. Instead, it goes off of a body. He's able to regain control. Now he's pressured by 2 different skaters from the Raiders. And centering pass gets picked off by Luke Babineau, and he's going to send it into the Raiders zone himself. He'll chase and gets there. He gets taken down. He's going to draw a penalty. And we'll see if it's a holding or they're going to call a trip.
But nonetheless, it'll put Haug on the bench. One of their top defensemen. And just before the end of the second period, 2:16 remaining.
So at the end of the first period, the Huskies got a power play opportunity. At the end of the second period, they got a power play opportunity. We'll try and see if the Huskies are able to do anything with it here. Bendall will take this face-off with Conway to his right, Thorson to his left. Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall in favor of Jake Fisher. And it's chipped up and out of place. We'll have another face-off inside the Raiders zone, and this is going to go to the left of Owen Nelson.
Jake Fisher will be heading to Northern Michigan next year. Play some college hockey.
Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall and quickly turned and flipped all the way down into the Husky zone. Altman will settle it behind the net for Caden Casey, and he'll gather, bring it up the ice. Long pass across from Thorson finds Tristan May Robinson. He'll wrap it around the boards. Thorson couldn't control it clean. It comes out to Conway, who's not able to hold the zone either, and Casey now retreats into his own end. We'll start again with a 1:30 remaining on the power play. Long pass gets ahead to Cooper. Conway enters in offsides. And that offsides is a result of just not crisp passing that we've seen out of the Huskies all season long.
Absolutely. And let's see what they do for that chat at the intermission by Coach Manny. But let's see if they can just light the lamp one more time to get the lead.
Number 2 power play unit is now on the ice. Pardo holds the zone. Cogswell has it at the half wall, sends it down low for Yell. It'll wrap all the way around for Babineau. Babineau gives off for Yell. Yell will chip it again. They'll just keep it on the perimeter, trying to gain some possession. Pardo takes a shot. That one found its way through. Cogswell takes a shot and blasts it over the crossbar. Yell on the far side. Boards. Puck comes free. Cogswell races to get it. Good hustle play there by Brooks. Pass sent across. Stringfellow pressured. He had to get it away to Babineau, and Babineau was able to chip it down low, but doesn't hold the puck. Now it comes back out to Pardo. Holds the zone, looking, gives off for Cogswell, who works through the circle, he shoots. That one goes off the glove and into the corner of Owen Nelson. Pardo again at the top. Stringfellow can't control that pass clean. Babineau sends it into the corner, and I think we're going to get a penalty against the Huskies.
Yep, right at that far point of that Stringfellow.
And the officials go grab Landon Stringfellow off the bench, and he'll go into the box here with 40.9 seconds to go. And once again, the Huskies have a power play opportunity and don't get to complete it because they commit a penalty themselves.
That liquidates it. In fact, it'll be the 4-on-4 for the next 25 seconds.
Stringfellow commits the penalty. Roughing is the call. Thorson gains the zone, gets it back on his stick, tries to center it, and goes off the backside of the goal. Loses possession, and here come the Raiders the other way. Casey with a takeaway. He's going to work ahead, gains the zone, still holds it, just trying to hold it against the boards now as the penalty is in effect for the Huskies. They're on the penalty kill. Outlet pass just on the wrong side of the body of Caden Casey. Otherwise, he had a wide open net. Long outlet pass, and that'll do it here in this second period. And now it'll be Cretin-Derham-Hall's turn to go into the locker room and be able to drop some power play opportunities or options while they have the intermission break.
And over a couple of opportunities coming out with that major to begin that second period, and then a power play opportunity late here in the second period. Unable to capitalize on those, but they do tally a goal to tie it up as the Raiders also collected a goal. So we have a 2-2 tie here at the end of 2 complete.
It is, each team does score a goal here in this second period, Joe. The shots do favor Cretin-Derham-Hall 14-4 in that period for a game total of 23-13 in favor of the Raiders. We'll be back here on QCTV on the audio feed for this third place game in the Class 2A state championship or state hockey tournament. And we'll be back with that third period to complete this one and end the Husky season, hopefully raising a banner. Stick with us on QCTV Sports.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
The Andover Family Fun Fest has drawn thousands of people, with a variety of attractions. But do you know when it started?
A group of volunteers working together in cooperation with the city to put on a festival. So when I got here, it was really kind of a well-oiled machine and moving forward. And as I jumped into a role as administrator, saw my purpose was to let's find ways to remove obstacles outside, but allow for the volunteer group to continue to put on this festival, which our residents enjoy.
Current city administrator Jim Dickinson said he joined city staff in 1999, well after it started. So he introduced me to two of those people who were there from the very beginning of Andover Family Fun Fest, back in 1996.
Bob DeSteno and his wife Nancy, who is not here, but them and Gary Warble were around at the get-go. And the mayor back in those days was Jack McKelvey, and Jack had wanted to do something. So with that, I think I'll turn it over to the historians here.
Well, I mean, you're just having a conversation with me, because I don't know anything about
Right.
the history.
That makes three of us. We probably forgot more than we know. That's the problem. And we're getting older, you know, we forget stuff.
Co-chairs of the Andover Family Fun Fest, Bob and Gary remembered plenty.
I've been here, and my wife and I have been here since the beginning. I got home from work one night and she said, oh, they have a request for citizens to help run this festival. So we came to the meeting, and there were, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 people, a few citizens and the city people. my wife she's trying to find out as much as she can. So she says, well, when are we going to have the festival? We don't know. Where are we going to have it? We don't know. And that's when we realized this is ground zero for this thing. And my wife was a nursery school teacher, and so she had all the contacts for children's entertainment, and we hired a bunch of entertainers for the kids, and I think that's where it kind of started with being aimed at the younger kids, and it's been working really well.
And some things have stayed the same, like the Andover Fire Department's corn feed. Other things that have been there from the beginning? The baby crawling contest. Of course, the parade. And they even had bingo in this very City Hall chamber room.
First of all, in the mid to late 90s, Andover was not very big. And the amount of people that we had coming compared to what we have now, it actually looks pretty sad. And, the first fun run was 25 people. And after, let's see, well, it must have been last year that we had 400 runners. So, and we've gone from just timing people manually to chipping them, and so it works out a lot better that way. So, big changes.
And now with a medallion hunt, giant inflatable obstacle courses and slides, fried food, street dances, the 5K fun run, a parade, a classic car show, fireworks, and more.
It's just grown, and I think the reason it's grown so much, the population's just grown so much in the city. So we need more room. We need to expand.
Bob and Gary say a major part of the celebration is the food vendors. The crew go out and measure where they'll be, and they actually helped set up the electrical system to help that part run smooth.
We've done it for so long now that we kind of on autopilot.
Right.
It's a good thing. So, because it starts early in the week, and between marking the grounds and marking utilities, and it's a lot of things have to come together for it to happen. But I guess we do it because it's fun.
They also wanted to give a big thanks to the Andover City staff who helped them set up and especially the cleanup.
It is, and that's what I like about this community. Everybody works together. Great community.
So when you go out to this year's Family Fun Fest, make sure you find Bob and Gary to thank them for making this celebration what it is now. Because don't forget, this is a volunteer-ran celebration.
Just come join us and see the experience. It's
the
quite
food
exciting.
vendors are...
It's a long day and a half festival. It's amazing what we pack into a day and a half.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
So I'm throwing a holiday party and I need some alcoholic drinks.
So today I'm at the West Better Values liquor store, one of 2 Anoka locations. Right off the bat, I'm blown away by the selection. So I find my beer, I grab my wine, but I need some extra help assembling some cocktails. That's where Kevin comes in. Kevin is the operations manager for Better Value liquor stores in Anoka. But Kevin is so much more than just a manager. His level of expertise is extensive. So while Kevin shows me the ropes, he also explains the connection to the city of Anoka and why drinking responsibly is so important to Better Value liquors.
Friendly staff, convenient, a good selection. We're working on the selection and adding to it. So we're owned by the city of Anoka, so the residents of Anoka own us. All the money, all the proceeds, all the profits go back to the city. First and foremost, we're in the business to control the sale of alcohol by not selling to minors and not selling to obviously intoxicated customers. Number 2, generate revenue from alcohol sales. So control is the biggest thing. We check IDs for anyone that appears to be 30 years of age and younger and anyone in a group. 28 years of experience and knowledge in a lot of areas. Still don't know everything about everything, but I can steer people in the right direction, help them out. Especially I love talking about wine, bourbons, craft beers. Yeah, we can find something for you. If you're looking for information regarding our stores, you can check out our Facebook page. There you'll find information on when we're having tasting events, in-store tastings, any construction changes.
So hey, if you are looking for more than just a liquor store, stop in to Better Value Liquors and say hi to Kevin or one of his many friendly staff members. The west location is located at 809 West Highway 10, and the east location is located at 847 East River Road. Hey, happy holidays, and remember to drink and to drive responsibly.
Welcome back inside the XL Energy Center. I'm Pete Anderson alongside Joe Rulin. We're getting ready here for the third period action, but as we wait both teams to step onto the ice, we're going to take a quick look at the brackets. Huskies and Raiders are tied 2 apiece, and just kind of look at it and see how we got here. And Joe, the first round games, Cretin-Derham-Hall with an upset of the number 2 seed Maple Grove Crimson. Huskies had probably the easiest road in that first round matchup, beating Lakeville South by a score of 5-2, and then both teams here tonight losing by a score of 4-1 to Minnetonka. By Andover losing to Minnetonka, and Cretin-Derham-Hall losing to Edina.
Yeah, doesn't it seem forever? It was just Thursday, 2 days ago, when Cretin-Hall started this tournament and knocking off a powerful and a speed-based Maple Grove squad. And it seems like almost a half a year has transpired since. There's so much activity, and meanwhile, you're right, the Huskies really did get the traditional path, got the win, and made their way to the semifinals when both these teams got bit with the bug and the loss yesterday, and meet here now for the third period, the final period for many of those players out there, especially that first line and their goalie here for the Huskies.
Face-off win goes to Jake Fisher and the Raiders. They'll still have a power play here for the next minute and change, minute 10 or so. Quickly into the Husky zone. Fisher has it, works it along the boards on the near side. Being pressured, he gives off, goes down low off of the skate. Max Anderson tips it into the far side corner. Anderson has it on his stick. It's taken away by Tristan May Robinson and wrapped all the way down into the Raiders zone. Thorson chasing, and Nelson instead plays it off to his defender. Taking up the ice is Colton Jamison. He gets into the Husky zone, works through the center, off the post. Might have hit 2 posts there behind Altman. And the Huskies are able to dodge a bullet there with the score remaining 2-2.
Boy, he had a great shooting lane and just about caught Altman off guard as he was moving to his left, shot back to the right.
A little bit of a dangerous play there. Puck was behind the net, and Altman was on the near side post. And a good quick pass there by Max Anderson. I believe that was to Attila Lopai on the far side post. But Altman, with good positioning, was able to pinch off that opening and keep it a 2-2 game. 20 seconds remain on the power play. Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall. Gets back to the point. Now it's here on the near side. Chuck Owens has it. Backhand attempt through the middle, and it's knocked away. Charlton can't hold the zone, and it comes all the way out. He'll come back to neutral ice. This will pretty much do it for the penalty time to Landon Stringfellow. Stringfellow out on the ice, and the Huskies at full strength. Cycling through the Raiders, trying to create something. Colin Scanlon has it on there. Pardo with a good check, trying to get him off the puck, but Scanlon strong on his skates, able to maintain possession. Backhands it towards Altman, and good work there in front of the net, making sure that Chuck Owens didn't get a stick on that. Altman gloves it, gets a whistle. Teams separate there behind the net.
Little pile up behind the play, and
looks like that was Caden Belisle with doing a good work on the back end, making sure that Chuck Owens didn't take that puck away from Altman and create a scoring chance. Gorowski will take this face-off here for the Huskies. He wins it. Drew Law plays it back behind the goal all the way around the boards. Puck comes free, and Crosby Perry overskates it. Jake Fisher has it on his stick now. He's still pressured by Perry. He finally gives off. LaPie dishes across center ice through the middle of the circles. Puck comes free, and a poke check by Altman took away an opportunity for Attila LaPie to make this a 3-2 game in favor of the Raiders.
he was drooling. He saw that puck open just in the low slot in front of Altman. But a nice, beautiful job. The poke check thing away by Altman.
Puck's now inside the Raiders zone as the Raiders try to break out. They get it ahead. Fisher sends it through the middle of the ice. Couldn't connect with LaPie, and Huskies will get it out, and Yell can't control that carom off the boards. Turnover. LaPie has it on his stick as he gets across, and it's taken off of his stick. Landon Stringfellow with it now. Moves up through the right side into neutral ice. Gives off. Looking. Cross ice pass by Thorson, was trying to find Casey just out of his reach, but Casey is able to recover the puck, sends it through the middle, and Stringfellow had backed off out of that space to his spot on the point. Back in the other side, centering through the middle. Casey there to scoop that one up. It was Charlton trying to create an opportunity through the middle. Huskies have it inside the Raiders zone now. Puck comes out to Tristan May Robinson at the point, sends it down low. Conway behind the net, centers through, goes off of Caden Casey's skate, and the Raiders will pick it up, coming the other way. Works through traffic. Cantwell, drop pass, shot taken, goes off of the stick. Loud carom into the glass and out of the zone off of Conway's stick. Conway and Thorson collide as Thorson was heading to the bench. Conway and Thorson both seem to be okay. Raiders gain the zone. Looking, shooting, and that's a Tristan May Robinson getting in the shooting lane, blocking that one. And the puck able to get out of the zone. Finds its way onto the stick of Luke Babineau. Babineau runs into a brick wall there. That was Trey Netz putting the hurt on Babineau and making sure he didn't proceed any closer to the net. Owens gives off now for his teammate, gets on the Scanlon stick. Cross ice pass picked off by Cogswell. He's going to start the other way. 2-on-2 if he hurries. 3-on-2, and it gets behind Dahl. Dahl was not prepared for that pass, and it can't be completed. Now it's the other way. Here come the Raiders. Good stick there by Anthony Pardo, preventing Nick Charlton from getting a rush on the outside into the Huskies zone. Raiders, long outlet pass. Can't find Charlton's stick. And it comes down, no icing. Huskies trying to break it out. Scanlon with the pressure on Cogswell, and now the puck is picked off. Tristan May Robinson had a stick, quickly tapped ahead. Dahl, trying to feed Cogswell, and can't complete that one through traffic. Cretin-Derham-Hall will pick it off, come the other way. Scanlon at center ice, quickly ahead for Fisher. Fisher trying to work towards the center. It's tapped away, and Sullivan working ahead. Toe drag, sent in, dumped in deep. Allows Cogswell to come off for a change. And Gorowski, Sullivan, and Yell will be on the ice now for the Huskies forwards. Dumped in deep. Chasing after it is Pardo behind the net, behind Altman. His outlet pass was tipped, but Gorowski's able to get it. A good pass, tape to tape to Sullivan on the far side, right in front of the Cretin-Derham-Hall bench. And swooping in is Colton Jameson to take it off of his stick. He wraps around the zone. And a turnover right outside the Raider zone. Shot taken by Macklin Yell on net. And a save by Owen Nelson.
Yeah, this game starting to get a little long in the tooth. More of the fans started to fill in. You can see the Minnetonka Skipper fans are just behind Altman. They're gearing up, and positions also coming in for Edina. So just approaching 11 minutes left in this third period. I'd love to see the Huskies kind of get into their flow and close up the season with a nice win.
Fisher gets the puck back up to the top of the zone. Sent right back in by Nets. Nets now has it again, works to the middle, takes a shot, it goes wide of the net. Thorson able to pick it up off the wall. His outlet pass trying to find Casey, gets tipped. Conway had a chance at it. And Conway will now pick up that loose puck, gains the zone, works through traffic, and offside is the call, and I'm not sure how or why, because Conway was the only one entering the zone, and he had the puck on his stick.
Yep, I was trying to piece that one together also, but
face-off win goes to the Raiders. They're able to get out of their zone, dumps it in deep. Altman slows it down, but doesn't stop it entirely. Scanlon working against Stringfellow, trying to get the puck away. Instead, coming away with it is Cooper Conway. Conway works near the left side. He and Thorson work together, back and forth, and a good takeaway, good play there on the back end by Haug. Loose puck, Stringfellow with a great tie-up there on Cantwell. Excuse me, no, that is Chorlton. Shot from a very tight angle. Got in on Altman and a good save. That shot taken by Chuck Owens. He scored yesterday. Casey gains the zone for the Huskies on the far side. Finds a wide open shot on the backside. Conway put it in, and Thorson never got the rebound. He was right there on the doorstep. His stick was tied up. Scanlon will try and break it out for the Raiders. Dahl gets sent to the ice as he was trying to break up that pass. Puck now inside the Husky zone, but barely, right outside the blue line. It comes back in and knocked back in. But Dahl will pick it up. He finds Babineau. Babineau can't control it clean. And Cretin is going to be able to enter the zone. Fisher has it on his stick. Back up top to the point. Looking, and shooting. Doesn't find its way in on Altman. Back around and wrapping. Trying to shoot that one was Attila Lapai. It goes into the far side corner, and the Huskies are coming the other way quickly. Babineau flips it up into the corner. He'll chase after it himself. Puts a big hit on into the corner. Shot from the point. That one takes a redirection and goes back behind. Nelson sprawling out trying to cover that far side post, and nobody from the Huskies were able to pull it off the backboards and get it in while Nelson left that net wide open. Other way, Pardo with a good poke check and plays the body, able to get off the Raider skater off of the puck. And an outlet pass does stretch all the way down into Raiders territory. It goes down for an icing. We get a whistle and a stoppage.
I'd like to welcome some viewers or listeners as well, rather, coming from some notes from Korea. Always great to hear from everyone across the globe and getting a look at Husky hockey as they approach now the midway mark of this third period. We're still tied at 2-2.
Face-off win goes to Cretin-Derham-Hall. They've been dominant in the circle thus far here today. Play goes down. Easton Swift in a battle with Tristan May Robinson. Shot from the point. Kicked away by Altman. Off the boards and out of the zone. Here come the Huskies. Crosby Perry will flip it into the Raider zone. He's going to try and win a race and get there. Instead, it's Trey Nets holding the puck and surveying. He waits. His partner, Jimmy Dodage, will work to his right. Instead, Nets goes to his left. Finds Cantwell. Puck was momentarily come down, tapped in front, and a goal. Good feed there, and good work by Cantwell, holding onto that puck and then feeding at the last second. And getting the goal is Max Bennett for the Raiders, and they lead now by a score of 3-2 with 8:02 remaining here in this third period.
Yeah, I mean, good poise as you mentioned, Pete, not to give up that puck too early. And in that sense of just drawing it out, you could kind of tell right now that Cretin's had some point-blank opportunities that they've created on their own. And the Huskies had a couple of good shots, but, you know, the algorithm was going. It's Cretin. They got the numbers, and they buried it back of the net.
A little bit of puck luck there for Cantwell as it had been poked off of his stick, but it popped up into his body, and he was able to keep moving his momentum and drop the puck right in front of him and get it back. Here come the Huskies the other way. Thorson entering in the zone, works it on his backhand, sends it towards Nelson. He gloves it before anybody else could get on that rebound and gets a whistle. 7:36 remains as now the Huskies are looking to overcome a 1-goal deficit.
And they've also been doubled up on shots on goal, 30-15, or excuse me, now it's 30-16. But even when you look at the shots itself, 48 shots for Cretin, of which 30 have landed on goal, 32 for the Huskies, and just 16 have been on goal.
Cretin-Derham-Hall breaks out. Jake Fisher has it. He's going left. He shoots. And saved by Altman, picked up there by Tristan May Robinson, led ahead for Babineau. Excuse me, that's Yell. Mac Yell gets it ahead. Dahl trying to get there. Puck bounces high in the air. And circling back to get it as Cogswell shoots through that one. It's sticked away there by Nelson. Shot through the blue paint. Goes right above Nelson in net and touches nobody. Wrapping around the boards. Huskies trying to generate something. And a good takeaway there by Luke Charlton. Number 27 has the puck on his stick, getting a little bit more ice time here in this third period after just a couple shifts in the first two.
I like that pressure and the shots by Cogswell, just at least to see if you could get a spark going. And he wasn't looking for the perfect shot, but just get something on goal or near goal.
Puck passed ahead to Macklin Yell, and he tips it forward, but not deep enough into the Raider zone for a chase. So Huskies will look for a change and get their top line out on the ice. May Robinson in his own end, backhands it off the boards, ahead to Caden Casey. He's going to work into the zone himself. He works to the middle, looks, shoots, and it stays low. Kicked away there by Nelson. Conway had it in his skates, thought he still took it with him. Instead, it's Scanlon that has the puck for Cretin-Derham-Hall, and he'll work all the way into the Husky zone. Puts the brakes on, shoots. It goes wide over the top of the stick of Altman into the corner. Lob blocks the puck. Buchan loses it in his equipment. And coming in to try and put a hit on him, I think that was Nate Charlton. And Drew Law might be a sophomore, but he is he's able to withstand that hit from a significantly smaller body in Nate Charlton.
Yeah, you know, and he was like looking for change in his jersey. Just couldn't quite come up with that puck, and it certainly did absorb that. And let's see what can happen here the rest of the way. I just keep looking to see that maybe a change in a line or something.
Wins the face-off for the Huskies, gets wrapped around the boards quickly. Conway finds it for Casey. Casey will give off for Thorson, who enters the zone of speed. He shoots, and it's saved by Nelson. Played off the boards and out of the zone. Here comes Scanlon, and getting past Belisle was a nice play there by Chuck Owens, and a big save by Bo Altman, keeping this a 1-goal game.
I don't know how he got that shot released, but it was an impressive one, and a more impressive save by Altman.
Dumped in by Cretin-Derham-Hall, played off the far side. There's Charlton, and swooping in to take that puck away is Caden Casey, all the way down below his red line. He gets off for Thorson. Thorson to Conway. It's poked away. Good play there on the backside for the Raiders. Making that play was Aiden Siegfried. Shot taken, big kick save for Altman, comes right out the middle, and then an outlet pass by Babineau finds nobody. Cretin-Derham-Hall is able to take the turnover. Fisher, drop pass, wide. Feed back into the middle. Fisher was trying to one-time it, and the stick was tied up. Still working around the perimeter. Cretin-Derham-Hall has the puck, and Tristan May finally is able to take the angle in front of Jake Fisher, and the puck will be able to come out of the zone, but Cretin-Derham-Hall will pick up the possession once again.
4.5 remaining here in the third. So 1-goal lead for Cretin.
Tristan May Robinson wraps it back around for Pardo. Pardo plays it off the boards, and the angle wasn't right for Cogswell, so it's going to come right back inside the Husky zone. as the Raiders are willing to just dump and chase and eat up time on this clock. Cogswell takes it out of the zone, plays it off the boards, ahead for Dahl. Dahl gains the zone, and he drops to nobody. Picking it up is Colin Scanlon for the Raiders. Moving it the other way is Chorlton. Drop pass for Scanlon. Works through the circle. Still has it on his stick. Sends it back behind for Chorlton. Nate Chorlton, pressured by Landon Stringfellow. He gets pushed into the boards. Working in there to try and get it out is Crosby Perry. Now he finally gets it out with Scanlon entering the fray for the Raiders. One-time opportunity. Big blast. Comes from the point. That was Chuck Owens, and it goes off of Altman's stick into the netting. We'll get a stoppage. 3:48 to go here in this third period.
You're right, Pete. They're chewing away at this time. 3:48 left, and they're just fine. If the Huskies want to dump it out to center, and they can take another run and a rush into the zone, tied up on the corners, and you got to start thinking if they're going to pull that goalie. They still have some time if they can get a spark going here.
Face-off win, one-time opportunity, gets blocked in front by a host of Husky skaters. Attila Lepai tried to center it in front. Couple of shot attempts taken on Altman. He made one save, and now it comes all the way out of the zone inside the Raiders zone. Controlled and held on to by the Raiders, and good play there. Conway takes the puck away, gives it to Thorson. Thorson, one-time opportunity, and a glove save made by Owen Nelson, and that will be the save of the game thus far. Keeps the Raiders ahead. Good passing right there. It's what we've been missing here the last two nights, is consistent good passing by the Huskies, and that time it was Thorson, Conway, and Casey all connecting. And the only thing got in the way was the glove hand of Owen Nelson.
Yeah, they created a little mojo with that passing, and hashtag FTL, flashing the leather there. It was Nelson.
Outlet pass by Thorson, picked out of midair and sent right back into the Huskies zone. Pardo gets to it in the corner. Able to get the puck away, but sends it just blindly toward the blue line, and then the Raiders are in position to take care of it. Another good stick work there by Pardo, able to knock a Raider player off the puck. Now it comes free and overskated by Thorson. Lepai feeds Fisher. He gets a good shot on net on Altman, and a wraparound attempt. Altman was there in position. Outlet pass finds Conway at neutral ice. He comes through the zone, looking, gives off for Casey on the near side. Casey waits, he shoots, and another glove save by Owen Nelson. Through traffic this time. He didn't have clear vision, and it was Owen Nelson with an outstanding save. He's got two amazing glove saves here on Caden Casey.
Yeah, two in the last couple minute and a half or so, and dials it in when he needs it. 2:27 to go, and Andover's going to need to look at pulling Altman here soon if they cannot tie it up.
Face-off win goes for the Huskies. Cogswell wraps it up, pulls it off the boards and wraps it around, and Babineau then overskates it. He had the angle and he had the position, and instead just lost sight of the puck. And coming the other way, it's Colin Scanlon. Tristan May Robinson able to get the puck away from him, but his outlet pass goes off a Dahl skate, and it comes right back to Cretin-Derham-Hall. Scanlon with a shot that goes off the blocker of Bo Altman. Chorlton down low, chips it through the middle, and Cogswell picks it off, and he just sends it to nobody. This is not the style of hockey we've seen out of the Andover Huskies here all season long. They've been a crisp passing team for the most of this year until basically the last 2 days. Obviously, the competition is in. Conway turns it over, shot taken, good save there by Altman, goes off of his blocker side arm and behind the net. Dahl picks up the puck through his own end. Under 1:30 to go here in this third period, and another takeaway right at center ice. Good job there. Thorson hustles back and gets a back check. Chorlton was the one that takes it. We're going to see Altman coming off here. He starts working as Thorson works through the zone, gets through traffic, goes through. Puck free in front. Save made by Owen Nelson as Thorson dangled through traffic. Puck comes through. Shot to goal! Brooks Cogswell ties it up with a 1:02 to go.
Cogswell comes bursting off the bench, a race to that loose change, and buries it back of the net to tie this up with 1:02 to go. A 3-3 tie. That's been the algorithm of the game. One goal lead for one, the other matches it up. And they both exchanged one goal with each of these periods. And now the Huskies have knotted it up on a spirited goal there by Cogswell, who finds the back of the net. A 3-3 tie, 1:02 to go after the extra attacker was on.
I think the assists are going to go to Conway and Stringfellow, if I remember that one correctly. We got a timeout here from the Andover bench. Probably just trying to let a little bit of that adrenaline rush out, make sure that they're staying disciplined as we play this last 1:02 out, and Huskies will probably try and also reset that top line if they can, and see if they can create a scoring opportunity and take some of that momentum and push it in and take the win.
Yeah, I mean, you got an example of that burst speed that the Huskies have just as they took it up ice and closed it. Cogswell picks up the goal. Cogswell, that'll be goal number 3 on the season.
Casey gets the assist, the lone assist. We'll see if that one holds up, but for the time being, it's Casey with the lone assist. That assist for Caden is his 59th on the season after he had one last night on the one goal that the Huskies scored. The goal for Cogswell, it is his 3rd of the season, just his 3rd. He did score more goals last year, but very, very promising for the Huskies to see that. He's got 2 here in the tournament, getting that confidence, getting that leadership out of Brooks Cogswell. He's played really well here these last 3 games.
Yeah, he stepped off the bench and really aggressive to come into play as the extra attacker and deflected into the seats just beyond the glass as we are just seconds under a minute here at 57 seconds. They'll reset at center ice.
Center ice, it is going to be Casey against Fisher. This time Casey wins it. And good work on the backside. Max Anderson takes the puck away. Shot attempt on Altman. He gets it through. It's leg pad save. Trying to go 5-hole. Backhand opportunity to Altman with the big save. That one just outshines Owen Nelson's big save. Coming the other way, Caden Casey. One time up to the shot to goal! Gavin Thorson put it in! 37 seconds to go! What a sequence!
Oh, what a feed and what explosiveness that we've been exposed to for years, and including this season. And a feed that left Thorson coming in the back door, and he tucked that in the sock drawer and buried it. And the Huskies take a late lead with 37 seconds left.
We got a timeout now for Cretin-Derham-Hall. That all started with an absolute beauty of a save by Bo Altman, taking away the go-ahead goal from Cretin-Derham right on the doorstep, sliding post to post. And then the Huskies were off to the races. Caden Casey gave the puck away to Cooper Conway. Conway went wide, and it was Gavin Thorson on a mission to that far side post. Coomp did not miss on that pass. Thorson with the easy tap in on the backside, and Owen Nelson, you just kind of give it up to him. He's had a couple of big saves here. He's taken 2 goals away on open nets for Caden Casey here, and to see that lead slip away after leading for the bulk of this 3rd period is heartbreaking, but obviously as Husky fans here tonight, we're excited about it.
And just like that, people probably forget those beautiful glove saves he made, flashing the leather on a couple of close shots. But I got to tell you, it's just tremendous to see the velo and that speed. And Thorson on that back door, I mean, he was full throttle, Mach speed, closing in on that back door, and a beautiful setup pass. But Pete, you are so right. That save by Altman, that was the trigger.
6 skaters on there, no goaltender on the ice for Cretin-Derham-Hall. Under 30 to go. Tristan May Robinson plays it in his own end, plays it off the boards, out into neutral ice. Racing back to get this is Colton Jamison. Jamison plays it off the boards ahead for Max Anderson. His outlet pass is picked off momentarily by Thorson. And then a shot through center ice, open net. It's in.
Stringfellow gets the empty netter. Finds its way through a series of skates and sticks from just above the Andover blue line and buries it back at the net. That is your dagger. 5-3 for the Huskies. And boy, I'll tell you, they've ended this season, even though it's for third place, the last minute has come with an exclamation point.
11 seconds to go, and all but one of the seniors on the ice now to round this one out. Tristan May Robinson, Bo Altman, Caden Casey, Gavin Thorson. We have a stoppage there, and official talking to Gavin Thorson. Cooper Conway, it mentioned there, Mac Yell, the only senior not on the ice right now, but we got a penalty coming up to Caden and...
Coincidental minors going to Colin Scanlon as well for Cretin-Derham-Hall. 40 shots on goal now for the Raiders and 24 for Andover. It seems insignificant at this point, but I'll tell you, Altman has played phenomenal. You cannot forget that save he made. That was like the ignite hit the switch moment here for the Huskies.
And that'll do it. Huskies win the third place game here in the 2023 state hockey tournament. Congratulations to these Huskies. They battled here to this afternoon. It wasn't their best game. It wasn't their Christmas game, but when it mattered, they were able to band together and get the goals that they needed, and you put together an exciting finish here.
And I think when they looked themselves in the mirror, that's how they deserve to end the season and some of their careers here with Andover, was that explosive exclamation point close of 2 goals so quickly, and both based on an explosive play. And 3 goals here in the third period. That is Husky hockey, the velo, the speed, and the explosiveness. And congratulations to Coach Mark Manning and also the rest of the Huskies in their season as they finish third.
Final tallies here for the Huskies. That goal for Gavin Thorson, he reaches the 40-goal mark on the season and ends up with 97 points on the year. An excellent career. He
shattering records.
He shatters the previous career record for points at Andover High School and now has over 225 points. I think it's 226 is the final. We'll double check that. But these seniors, they've won a state championship. They've been a part of now 3 straight state tournament runs, and
they've been a part of building that culture.
They absolutely have. They've been a part of establishing and putting Andover hockey on the map. The girls have done it on their side a couple years in a row now, and Andover is a hotbed of hockey, and it's fun to watch.
And Pete, it means something. You've had a baseball team that finished third in the state. To finish on a win and in third place really kind of stacks some wins and some momentum for that next season as well. And it's it sums up a great career for many of these players.
There's only a handful of teams in hockey. It's only 4 or 5, I guess, that get to end the season on a win. You got the consolation champs, you got the third place game, and then the champions at each class. It's a very, very good way to end that season. You still have the bitterness of the semifinal loss, but you came back and you got the dub.
And it's how they did it. They did it by Husky hockey, and so explosive in that third period, late in it, all triggered again by Altman, and just execution and speed at the end. Great job.
Well, Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to experience this playoff run here with you, with QCTV. It's been my pleasure to watch these Huskies players play all of their home games and make this journey complete. It is with a heavy heart. We'll wish our best wishes to the seniors of this team: Mac Yell, Caden Casey, Cooper Conway, Gavin Thorson, and Bo Altman. And we wish them the best in their hockey careers moving forward, for those that are playing, and life for all of them. But Joe, congratulations on another good season. We appreciate it. For Joe Rulin, for the crew back at at headquarters in Champlin at QCTV Sports, for Taylor Johnson running things here on site, I've been Pete Anderson on QCTV Sports, Andover, third place champs here in the state hockey tournament. Have a great night.